giving orders to the barangay captain to look for those persons who are not vaccinated and just would request them or order them, if you may, to stay put. And if he refuses, he goes out of the house and goes around in the community or maybe wherever magpunta, he can be restrained. And if he refuses, then the barangay captain, being a personal authority, is empowered now to arrest. Bahala ng they can file cases. I'd be happy to answer. Sabi ko na, mayroon naman akong kaso sa ICC, di ipatong na ninyo para isang sagutan na lang pagdating ng panahon. Being the president, ultimately, I am responsible for the safety and well-being of every Filipino. And that is why my orders are to restrain them. Hindi naman kaagad arestuhin. Makiusap lang. Hindi ka nagpabakuna, then you put everybody in jeopardy.
The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lehan. Berjaya Hotel is crying foul over the Makati LGU's decision to shut down its operations. Other quarantine hotels are now under the close watch of the PNP to avoid another protocol breach. Marky Bautista has the report.
After the tourism department suspended its accreditation over the protocol breach of returning Filipino Guanachua, the Berjaya Hotel hit another roadblock. The Makati government on Thursday has shut down the hotel following the DOT suspension order. But for the hotel management, the move has no legal basis. After all, they were given 15 days to appeal the decision. They argue the law does not penalize a hotel for the non-reporting of a quarantine skipper. Adding to their concerns are the 18 guests quarantined in the facility who tested positive for COVID-19. They have yet to be pulled out by the Bureau of Quarantine. Government is now keeping a close watch on hotels serving as quarantine facilities. Interior Secretary Eduardo Año instructed the PNP to check on hotels to see if there are protocol breaches. Earlier, Quezon City Police inspected 2 hotels within their jurisdiction.
Ito ay tugon sa pag-uutos ng ating Pangulo, President Rodrigo Duterte, na malagyan ng 2 pulis sa ang bawat hotel quarantine facilities.
Out of the 408 accredited quarantine hotels, 120 are in NCR. 97 of those are in Makati, including Berjaya.
Sa ngayon, yun lang naman yung nakitang may violation. So far, sa mga nakausap kong hotel kanina, halos lahat naman ay sumusunod sa IATF rules, lalong-lalo na yung prohibiting the persons to go out from their respective AORs.
The PNP is now taking extra measures to ensure that all hotels adhere to quarantine regulations.
Lahat po ng hotels ay meron naman po tayong tao. It will be 2 personnel in every shift. So in a day, meron po tayong 4 na tao in every hotel sa buong, lalong-lalo na rito sa area ng Makati.
The Philippine Hotel Owners Association assures that their members strictly abide by the government guidelines. For News 5, Margie Bautista. We are One News.
Around 98 returning overseas Filipinos were transferred from the Berjaya Hotel to other quarantine facilities after the Makati City LGU ordered the suspension of its operations. According to the hotel, they had 18 COVID-positive guests and 80 more under mandatory quarantine. All are now transferred to other facilities as the hotel is currently closed due to its involvement in the Poblacion Girl controversy. Some 5,000 OFWs are in limbo as the Philippines and Taiwan face regulation stalemate. One expert says if this goes on, the Philippines can lose out on up to $1 billion in remittances. Faith Del Mundo has the report.
25-year-old Ibona Agbayani shed tears when she realized that her goal of going to Taiwan for work will not happen. She waited for 8 months for this opportunity. She even borrowed 100,000 pesos for her processing fee.
Yun lang pag-asa ko, ma'am. Akala ko kasi makakapunta na ako ng Taiwan para makatulong na sana ako sa pamilya ko, ma'am. Pero yung pangarap ko pang bigla naglaho. Sobrang hirap po, ma'am. Yung parang sukong-suko ka na, ma'am. Pero syempre, kailangan mong lumaban. Kasi nandyan na, ma'am. Hindi mo na pwedeng iatras pa.
Wena Obalde, meanwhile, resigned from her recent job to apply as a caregiver in Taiwan, since her salary as a customer representative isn't enough for her family. Now her problem is to how to go to the country.
Since ako po yung breadwinner ng family po namin, mas naisip ko na mas makakatulong po ang Taiwan sa akin. Yung lupa na sinasaka ng tatay ko, ipinahiram niya sa akin para isanla po, para may pangbayad po kami sa processing fee.
Ibona and Wena are among the 5,000 Filipinos who can't go to Taiwan just yet. Currently, the country is enforcing stricter protocols for inbound international travel due to the rising cases of COVID-19 infections. Inbound travelers must possess a negative COVID test as well as a 3-day quarantine before embarking to Taiwan. This should be shouldered by the home country or by the individual. Upon arrival, their employer should shoulder the 2-week facility quarantine, as well as other factors such as COVID health insurance and their wages while in quarantine. This did not sit well with Dole, saying that the employer and even the agency should shoulder the expenses, not the OFW.
Paliwanag po kasi yung ating sariling regulasyon sa POEA at saka sa Department of Labor and Employment that all quarantine and health protocols should be at no cost to our OFW.
They say they agree with the country's quarantine protocols, but not with regards to the expenses that will be shouldered by our kababayans.
Meron na po tayong pinadala na reply letter signed by no less than our Department of Labor Secretary na kung saan pumapayag po tayo doon sa protocol being imposed by the Taiwanese government, except the fact that the cost should be borne by either the employer or the recruitment agencies. No? Hindi po tayo papayag na yung OFWs po natin ang magbabayad doon. Ngayon, kung hindi po papayag yung employers at yung mga agencies dito, ay kinakailangan na mag-propose po sila ng other ways kung paano po masasagot yung mga protocols po na ito at magastusin. Huwag lang pong ipapasa sa ating OFW.
For some of our kababayans, they are willing to shell out some cash to cover their quarantine cost.
Siyempre, ma'am, malit na halaga na lang po yung 12,000 kumpara sa nagastos ko po na kulang-kulang 200,000.
Pwede naman po, ma'am. Pwede naman po na kami yung gumastos. Kaya lang, ma'am, for as long as na andyan naman po yung OWA, pwede po kaming i-cover. Why not?
According to recruitment and migration expert Emmanuel Gaslani, not only will thousands of OFWs lose their jobs, their $1 billion worth of remittances will also be in jeopardy. Indonesia and Thailand have already agreed to Taiwan's terms. Now they are sending their workers there.
If this stalemate goes on and on, we are going to lose the market because nauna na yung Indonesia, Thailand, they have accepted, and except for Vietnamese because of a large number of cases, marami nang pwedeng pumasok sa kanila starting February 14. Magiging kolela tayo if we do not move fast now.
Yes, I'm sorry, sir.
According to the Manila Economic and Cultural Office, or MECO, Taiwan may open to other migrant workers from other countries after the Lunar New Year.
President Duterte has vowed to increase the special risk allowances of postgraduate interns who are volunteering to help in the pandemic response. The chief executive is looking to convince more interns to volunteer at hospitals and quarantine facilities while waiting for the results of their board or licensure exams. Duterte told Health Secretary Francisco Duque the current SRA received by the postgraduate interns is not commensurate with the risks that they face every day.
I think that the 5,000 is masyadong maliit ngayon. Considering the attendant danger to the guys, medyo they should be given more. You take into account the possibility of danger. They themselves will get because of they have to go near and they have to treat those people. I will increase, hindi ko pa masabi magkano.
And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us again later at 10:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.